Hello and welcome to another week. I hope you've had a good week. So far in this course we've learnt the very basics, we've done some text formatting, and now before we carry on with more text formatting, in this week's lesson we're going to be looking at listings. So let's just change the title of a page and we're going to call it HTML listings. So as I said, you can create HTML listings. So listings you want to put into the browser. There are two types of listings we're starting with here. There are the unordered lists and there is ordered lists. So let's start off with the unordered lists. So to create an unordered list, we use the UL tag element, and let's just open that up. And then in the content of the unordered list or UL tag element, we place our list items. And to place a list item, we use the li tag. So let's just create a list of drinks. So let's put coffee, milk, and let's put, we'll create the list first, tea, and one last, let's put in good old hot chocolate. So there is our list. So if we save that, and then you can see in the browser it's listed our items, but the one thing you'll notice that it's put dots next to them. And when you're creating a list, by default it's going to put on an unordered list dots by them. And you can change this, some of these settings in HTML or mainly in CSS. But by default an unordered list is going to use these black dots because there's no particular order, they're just, each one will have the same dot. So that's simply it for creating an unordered list. So let's crack on and create an ordered list. So for an ordered list we use OL tag, and in its content we list as we did before. We use the same li tag list. As we did before, we use the li tag which represent the list items. So let's do the same. Let's put the same in, and obviously we can just copy that to place the same items. But the only difference here, we are using an ordered list. So let's save that. So in the browser you can see where our previous list is, which is an unordered list. But now because we're creating an ordered list, we can now see that it's now, instead of the black dots, it's putting the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. So it's creating an order of items from top to bottom. Okay, and then for no particular reason, I'm just going to stick in a horizontal rule there to separate the two. Not necessary, but just so we can see which one's which as we carry on with this lesson. So by default it will use numbers. Now it can use different things. Again, changing it in CSS, some things can be changed in HTML. But you can see the two types of lists that you can create, and it was quite simple really. For creating an unordered list, you use the UL tag and place the list items inside that. For creating an ordered list, you use the OL tag element and place the list items inside that. Okay. Now there is another list you can create, and this is a detailed list. Okay, and to create a detailed list, you use the DL tab, just like you did with the OL and the UL, but to place items inside this, we don't use the LI tag. We use something a bit more descriptive, which is, first thing you need to use the T tag. So let's place our coffee item in there, and then we use the DD tag, which is basically, because we're creating a more detailed list, so we create our tag, which is the coffee. So our detailed tag is a coffee, and our detailed data of the coffee, so we can put something like black, hot, drink. You can put something more descriptive, but just for now, just so you understand what I'm saying, put that in there. Now again, we can move on to put in milk. Again, we use the DD for the description, and this is just a white cold drink. And that's that, and then we've got the tea, and then the tea is a hot pale drink. These descriptions don't mean much, but that's not the point here, just so you understand what I'm doing. And then DT, I can put hot chocolate, and in the DD tag you then put the description of that, so it's hot, creamy, drink hot, just put that for now. So if we save that, so in the browser, let me just put the horizontal roll in there, and save it. So the one thing you'll notice about this, it doesn't actually give you a number or a black dot with a description list, because you're using the name of the item in the DT tag instead. So coffee, and then the detailed is indented, black and white drink, and then you've got the same for milk, tea, and then hot chocolate. So that is how you create a detailed list. So those are the three main lists that you can create, but you can also do nested lists, and I'm going to show you how you do them now. So nested lists, so let's go back and create an unordered list like I did before, and let's copy the items we had down. So I was talking about again, a lot of coding you'll do in the future is a lot of copy and pasting, especially in HTML. So there's our list. Let's have a look how that looks. So it looks exactly as it did as we created it earlier. I'm just going to chuck in all again. So then, say underneath T. So then let's just create a few list items, and let's say you can have black tea, green tea. Okay. Now I'll just run that to show you. So because you've got an indented list within a list, you get the indent, but then you get the dots without any fill. So this is a default thing within this browser, that if you've got an indented, it gives you a bit different of an unordered list item next to it. So there's nothing's gone wrong here, that's just how it is by default. Okay. So that's one lesson list. Let's just have a quick look at another. So let's chuck in the horizontal rule again. And this we're going to do an unordered list again. I'm going to list an item here, and I'm going to call it pizza. And then I'm going to actually do an ordered list this time. So let's create a list item, and let's do tomato pizza. And let's create another pizza on our list called pepperoni. We're spelling the right pepperoni, and then let's just add a little barbecue chicken pizza in there. So if I save that, so again in our unordered list you've got the pizza, and we've only got one in this list so far. You can have more. But then because we've used an ordered list, instead of using the dots, it's now numbering them as we did in this one here, 1 to 3 of the pizzas. So you can mix these orders and unordered lists up in a nested list, but this obviously just shows you what you can do. This obviously is only a small list, and you can get them a lot bigger. Okay. So that is basically lists. It's quite straightforward really, but it starts giving you a bit more different ways of putting things into your browser at this early stage. So have a play with that, create your own lists, see what you can do. But let's just have a look at a few things that you can actually do within the attributes of HTML tags. So let's look at this pizza list that's got our number 1, 2, 3 with the sort of pizzas there. So in this unordered list tag, you can actually set the start. So let's put something stupid. Let's say I want to start at number 50. So if you save that, so then you notice it does actually start the first item at 50, 51, 52. But notice it hasn't changed this one, because to change this one you'd have to do that inside that actually our unordered list tag. So let's just say start at 10 for this. So again, it started at number 10. So you can change how you'd like it to start. So let's just delete them out, and there's another Now let's look at type. So if I put A in there and save that, so that changes it to small alphabetic characters. So you've now got this ordered list A, B, C instead of 1, 2, 3. Now if I change that to a capital A, 1, 2, sorry, why am I? Because capital A changes it to capital letters, so I've now got A, B, C. So you can see there, you can use numbers, letters, and you can put it back to the default if you wanted to. So you can create some interesting lists there. So I've practiced with those this week and see how you get on. You're starting to make some interesting stuff appear in your browser now. So these lists we created has been mostly food, drink, but these lists that we created here, you can put anything in here, any type of list, tool list, people, cars, your collection or whatever is what we'd put in here. Now, if you are creating a menu, there is actually a tag for menu. So instead of using a UL, we just put menu instead. But I didn't want to show you this too early because obviously these lists I've been creating has been for any type of list. But if you're creating a menu, there's actually a tag for the menu. You just replace it instead of the UL tags. And some browsers will display the information a bit differently, but they do exactly the same as each other, the menu and UL, apart from the output might be a bit different. And if we're just looking at a browser, so this slightly displays it slightly different in Chrome. Yours might be different or it might not do anything, but depending on what browser you use. But again, this can be all changed in CSS. But there is actually a tag for menu. So if you're using a list that is a menu, you're creating, then you can use the menu tag instead of the UL, just so you know that the menu tag is actually there and you can create your list in it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If I could ask a favour to help support this new channel, that you hit that subscribe button and then select all on the bell for future videos that are coming out. And then I'd appreciate if you also hit the like button. This will help the channel grow, and then I shall carry on doing videos as I know they're being watched and appreciated. And then can you also check out the website that I'm just briefly going to show you. So this is the website that I've created to help with this course. You obviously see it's BF Creations. I haven't completely finished this website yet, so there's no login or join at the moment, but this is the first course I've created, which is HTML5. And if you scroll down a bit, you'll see future videos coming up and courses that are starting and what's available at the moment. Down in the download section, you'll see that there are some download sheets. And simply for each one, you just click on the download and it will appear up in the corner and it will download to your PC or laptop or whatever you're using. These are just some PDF documents I've created that go with this course. You've got the category tag sheet that we cover. That's also the tag sheet in alphabetical order, and you've got the tag sheet, attribute sheet to go with the tags, and then the last one is the HTML course file. So at the end of each lesson, the HTML code that we've used is available at the end of each course and lesson we've done. So click the download one, that will download all the different lessons we've covered and the actual on-screen code that I've used to help you follow that. So I hope these are helpful. Leave comments in the videos as well, so I can make improvements. Tell me what you think. Hope it's all been easy to follow, and I appreciate it. Thanks for watching this video, and I shall see you in the next one. On this course, they are released every Tuesday evening, so hopefully you'll follow along, and clicking that bell will help get notifications of that. So thank you very much, and thank you for watching.